Alright everybody, welcome back. So just to catch you guys up, here we are back at Octum. I'm gonna talk to the mayor, give him the spring salts. He's gonna give me some shit. And also, I want to note this because I was trying to make this, a pseudo perfect playthrough. But at least as far as finding all the items that you can, find. So there were a couple that I missed. There was one that I missed that I know of for sure. But in the East Vaz Forest, the first time that we met Songi, and where Gala got Ozma, behind the Genesis tree there, completely blocked from your view by the Genesis tree. Like you have to go behind the Genesis tree, but your camera won't follow you back there. But there's bushes back there, and if you press X a bunch of times, you find an Earth Jewel, which increases your defense against, Earth elemental shit. So I ran back and I got that. And when I say ran, I mean actually ran, because I only have one Door of Wind and I don't want it to go to waste. And then the magic ring was actually not in a chest. It was a hidden item that was by the, so like on those square platforms, in the basement where the steam water hot spring windmill thing was. On the far left side of that room and up is, one of those machines on the square platforms. And in front of that, you press X a bunch of times. Look, the magic ring's hidden there. Yep, I'm sorry I missed that stuff first time around, but I have it now. I also removed everybody's equipment because, just fuck it. Still got the accessories equipped though, but that's it. And we're going to talk to the mayor. He's going to give me I'm going to give him his spring salts, and he's going to give me an accessory that actually is kind of shitty, but... And then we're going to cut, and when we cut back in, we will be close to where we need to be. Yeah. Handed the spring salts to the mayor. Oh, these are spring salts. Thank you so much. What are these for, you ask? Why, they're for putting in the bath water. They make it smell like a natural hot spring. Haha. Please take this in return. Although I know it's not much for a reward, please use it. You must have bathed in business hot springs, yes. The mist has covered Vidna. Oh, you're not gonna just, like, bust out laughing like you do at everything else? Oh, the irony. I feel like I am to blame for the misfortune of people of Vidna. But there must be something we can do. If you destroy the source of the mist, then we'll be saved from the mist. Hey, you're looking for a Genesis tree, correct? Well, I know where it is. It's at Malatona, which is next to Ratayu. But rumor has it the ruler of Ratayu is quite a difficult fellow. But I'm sure you should be able to handle him. God, you're such a fucking... Do you have, like... what is the matter with you? Do you have some sort of prion disease in your brain that's making you laugh hysterically at every fucking insignificant little fucking thing? Jeez. Politicians, man. Anyway. Gonna cut out here. And when we cut back in... yeah. So. Cut. Alright, everybody. So, like I said, here we are. Right outside... Sort of. Our next destination. So there's Octum. I just ran over the bridge here, and now I'm about to cross over this bridge, and then over here is our destination. So here we go. And I did want to cut back in here as opposed to later, just because I know that there are this particular part of this area of the world map has different enemies. So I wanted to see, yeah, I got that nasty like booger green ogre, and then the goofy butterfly. That color scheme on that butterfly is actually kind of tacky. Like, not a very graceful color scheme. I don't think Bob Ross would approve. And surely nobody would approve of the noises that fucking ogre makes. Oh my god. Yeah. Hilariously enough, when I rip audio from this thing, it'll give me the fucking ogre sounds, but it won't give me the sounds of the enemy that I want. Which, actually, coincidentally, we're about to encounter. It's just a regular enemy. There's nothing, like, super special about it. It's just the sound that it makes when it approaches you. I don't know, like, it sounds really cool. I like it, okay? Like, you know, fuck you. I don't know any other way to really, I don't really know any other way to explain or justify it. But anyway, that's beside the point. Let's see, what am I gonna do here? Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Nice, Noah. Usually, like, she gets blocked at some point by one of those flying enemies. I love that combo, by the way. In this playthrough, I've actually thought of quite a few new combos that I wouldn't have thought of before. So that was definitely, you know, that's definitely been fun. Mostly just pertaining to, like, overlapping combos by 2 moves instead of 1, like most people do them, and like they're set up to do normally, like with super arts and such. But anyway, so here we are in Retayu, and whoops, did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. Vaughn, don't move! Oh my god! Wait a moment. I sense something. No, can you? Do you sense it? It's a Genesis tree! It's a Genesis tree nearby! Yay! But wait, Genesis tree energy is fluctuating wildly. What does this mean? I love how the Suru are just like fucking Genesis tree radars. Magic broccoli dar. Magic broccoli radar. I mean, you say what you want. It's fucking, it's magic broccoli. That's straight up, that's what it is. Why? I feel like it's really annoying that, yeah, okay. Yeah, that, I don't know how that got changed. I certainly did not mean for it to change. Yeah. So, it doesn't matter, I don't fucking have vibration. Okay, yeah, no. I don't know why, like, I had it set to that. This is really stupid. Wait, what? There is a strange-looking wedding dress in the dresser. Spooky. Little weird. Little strange. Not sure how I feel about it. Recognize that bad boy? It's Vigoro, or Vigoro. I've always, in my head, I always think it's Vigoro. Even though I mean, I don't know. Some people probably, I mean, I don't know. Who can say, really? But I've always pronounced it Vigoro. But, you know, who knows? That's just how I say it. I'm not saying it's right. Yeah. We actually fought level 1 versions of those as bosses back in the East Foz Forest. Now we're fighting the level 2 version. We actually get a chance to absorb them too. You can absorb them actually when you first fight them. It's just, you know, it's not easy. Not easy in the slightest. Yeah, I'll do that. And... whatever. Actually, hold on. Yeah, we'll have Gala fuck up the Vigoro because he won't. Well. No, yeah, we'll do that because his attacks will get resisted by the Vigoro. I recently learned that actually, like, your enemies benefit from elemental resistance to your attacks. But you don't benefit from, like, you know what I mean? Like, technically Noah should be weak to earth and resist wind, but she just takes normal damage from wind. She does deal more damage to earth, but oh man, that sucks. Do I have enough phoenixes to really? Yeah. Well, no. Well, I don't know. Fuck it. Just do whatever we gotta do here. When someone dies in battle, like, if it's a random battle, it's really not worth reviving them because you still get, you know, and I think a lot of RPGs work this way, but it's particularly noticeable in this game because you only have 3 characters, but you still get the same amount of experience. It's just distributed between less people. So, unless it's a boss fight, like, oh, nice. Alright, so I gotta show you guys that bad boy. It's actually quite a few Suru that I don't think I've shown you guys yet. Maybe in the next few battles I'll just spam Suru. How's that sound? I think it sounds pretty sweet. I'm gonna use some of these healing leaves. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that just because yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, okay. There's treasure you can find here, so like you can technically you're supposed to just go to Mount Latona, but I always run around here and find the treasure first. Just because, you know, why not? That I am gonna go ahead and just use. Yeah, there we go. And so next battle, I will be sure to use a lot of magic so you guys can see. I never have really grinded. Is that a word? I don't even fucking know. But I never have done that really to the extent of like leveling up my magic properly. But like supposedly Suru gets some, you know, pretty, like it takes a long time to level them up, but they, you know what I mean? Like they, oh man, that's awesome. I got another Door of Wind, thank God. Painting in the dresser, it shows 3 pretty girls and a couple who look like their parents. In one of the corners it says, to our dear father and mother from Fin, Fo, and Fem. Oh, it's adorable. Those fucking names. What was I saying? Yeah, like, all the Suru get some pretty gnarly side effects, you know, as they gain in levels. But the only ones you ever really see or get to take advantage of in a normal playthrough are typically those for your healing items. So I don't know if I want to try and, I mean, you know, I don't know. Fuck it, let's see if we can kill one of these fucking things. Gonna hold off on Vigoro. Gala got Gola? Strange. I can't remember if I covered this with you guys yet, but the elemental affinities are basically, so Vaughn is obviously fire elemental, so he specializes in fire Suru. He's bad with water Suru, and he's above average with earth Suru. With Noah, she's strong with earth, or no, strong with wind, weak with earth, and above average with water. And I think with Gala, strong with thunder, above average with light, I think. Actually. Which is why most people make Gala the healer. Even though I usually have Noah heal just because she moves first. But really it just depends on your playstyle. You can either heal at the end of your turn or the beginning of your turn. You know, technically, strategically speaking, I think it's a better idea to heal at the end of your turn, even though I usually don't practice what I preach there, because you can kind of preempt that, you know? But yeah, and I think Suru magic levels up based on, like if you deal the, if you actually kill an enemy with the Suru magic, I think it gets more experience. It still gets experience, like, you know, if you just use it at all. But I think it gets more when you do that. So that is an Irie book, and I'm not going to be using that. There is a Suru monster in the dresser period. What the fuck? Oh man, what a matter-of-fact sort of flatline statement that is. Not even like a groan or something? That's almost more ominous than like hearing the noises that the Suru monster's making. It's just like, it's this disembodied narration from somewhere says, by the way, there's a Suru monster in the dresser. You're just like, what was that? I don't know. Don't even really know what I'm trying to say there. So we're gonna go ahead and head inside the castle. Go ahead and use a little bit more magic here. Actually, hold on. Here we go. All right, so here's Figuro. Pretty fucking powerful. Like if you get this early in the game, like it's pretty fucking OP. Because this is like definitely one of the more intermediate power AoE Suru. But yeah. This is Nova. I've never really cared for Nova. I've always thought Nova was kind of derpy, and it's honestly, I think kind of expensive for the amount of damage it does. Like for a single target Suru to be worth it, it needs to do a lot of fucking damage. Like basically, after you leave Drake Kingdom, the first world map area, no single target Suru. There's like after you leave that area, there are like 2 single target Suru in the game after that point that are good. And the rest of them, if they're not AoE, they suck. Which really sucks for wind, because actually there is no AoE wind Suru. Yeah, see, like Swordy does about as much damage as Nova and costs like 3/4 of the MP. It's like, why bother? Noah still does not have a wind Suru. That's honestly pretty crazy. Yeah, I would actually like to level up my Suru a little bit more, just so I can enjoy some of their effects. Because it would make them a little more fun to use strategically. I don't know. I don't know if I had just grinded too much in my other playthrough or what, but like, it was really not... It was not easy to get my ass kicked. mean, it depends. It was definitely... It really depends on the boss and, like, what attack you're using. I noticed that, like, the, like, magic defense definitely... Like, you definitely feel the lack of armor when it comes to magic defense. It feels like. But I could be... You know, I could be totally full of shit there. You know, it's hard to say. Surely this thing's almost dead by now, goddamn. Yeah, like Fire Suru cut attack. I can't remember what it is. I can't. That's actually the only one I can fucking remember. Yeah, I can't really recall. When I found out what the agility stat does, I was totally wrong. I don't think it actually increases your block rate. I think it just increases your gauge. Like, you can artificially like up your gauge by equipping shit that increases your agility. But I don't think that I have anything that does that. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, no. Oh well. Okay. So in the castle, we're gonna fight this monster called like a evil shadow, I think, or a shade or something like that. And the noise that it makes when it approaches you to attack is like a really cool sound effect. And I really wish I could rip it off this game. It's got like every other, I can rip like almost every other sound. It's just that one is missing. But the thing is that like other sound effects for it, like, are there. Like the sound that it makes when you hit it and the sound that its special attack makes, those are there. And it's not that like it's that enemy, yeah, the evil shadow there on the right. And it's not that like the sounds that enemies make when they approach you, like their movement, locomotion sounds, don't get ripped, because they are ripped. I've got them for several other enemies, but I don't know why. Like, just listen to this. If it actually, no, it's gonna use the special. Okay. So this is actually. Yeah, basically you want to... Oh, man. Oops. That was dumb. Oh, Jesus. Bump the mic. Yeah, you want to basically... Whichever one you want to... Like... Basically, like, the little orange guy... is basically... If you get that card, nothing happens to you. And the way you control which card you get is basically to hit X when it is in the 12 o'clock position. Because from the time that you confirm to the time that it settles on whatever it is, takes exactly one full rotation, just about. That sound. I love that sound. Like, imagine that, like, rhythmically arranged with, like, a nice halftime snare and a slam and kick. Like, oh, man. Yeah, maybe with some effects on it. I can't rip it. And there's no way, I don't know how to debug the game in such a way as to mute the music. You know, a lot of modern games you can... cut the music out, cut the sound effects out, boost the dialogue volume, all manner of shit. But like in older games, you can't do that. It's frustrating. I wish you could. There's probably a way. There's got to be a way somewhere, but I can't figure it out. And you know, I've been to Zophar's domain. For anyone that's watching this that's thinking of that, I wonder if this guy's been to. Yes, I have. I've downloaded the tools and used the things. And, yeah, my computer's like littered with files. It's just like a workbench, basically, of me trying to rip audio from games. So a lot of these old games just have sound effects and you know, weird noises that I want to use. It's a very dynamic sound. Like, it starts out kind of bassy and then it expands out, and but it's got like a vibrating quality to it. And then it like filters out, so like starts out bassy and then it kind of filters up into the high end, and it's like I don't know. I can't really do it with my voice. Whatever. You heard it. You heard what it sounds like, so you know what I'm talking about. I just wish I could have it. Someone should get it for me for my birthday. Back attack. Oh boy. All right. Here is a Swiftwater. So you guys may notice, like, I've been cutting bits. You guys definitely probably noticed it with the Valkyrie profile playthrough, but that was mostly just editing out, you know, shitty stuff. Lately, when I've been doing these Let's Plays, my voice is just getting, like, worn out more quickly. I don't know why. But basically, whenever I need a break from talking now, I'm just gonna mute the mic. That way it'll show up, like, obviously as like dead silence when I edit, and I'll just cut that out and cut back in. But hopefully it's not too disturbing for anybody. I'm obviously not gonna let anything important happen off screen. But you know, just something to keep in mind. Just for my own, like, you know, throat. What am I doing? All right. Yeah, let's do that. And you... Damn, still can't do 5 attacks, can you, Gala? Yeah, that's alright. Why did that not... I don't know. I guess I'm not paying attention to my AP or something. I'm entering in combos that I don't actually have the AP to fucking use. Damn. I watched a really good movie lately. If anybody needs something good to watch, I know I've talked about Ex Machina and how amazing a movie that is. But yeah, there was a movie called Tau, and I don't know the meaning behind the name, although I'm sure there is one. I know Tau is the something letter of the Greek alphabet. It might be T, but other Greek letters are less obvious. Who knows? I could be completely wrong on that. I genuinely don't know. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Good cyberpunk storyline. Really interesting. It's almost kind of the opposite of Ex Machina. Like, it's a very similar story in a way. There's a lot of similarities that I can draw, but there's also a lot of differences, and a lot of same context, things like that, but like it's a different message and lesson. And you know, if anybody If anybody noticed the inherent feminism in Ex Machina, Tao actually kind of compounds on that because there's some Ex Machina is a human male and an AI female, and this one, Tao, is a human female and an AI, a male AI, or arguably male. I mean, it's implied. And actually, Ex Machina touched on the whole idea of gender for AI. It had an interesting thought, like it was it said that I can't remember what the guy said in Ex Machina when he was talking about how the AI has a gender, and it's like everything alive has a gender. What that gender is, or whether it's binary, I don't know. I don't have anything against, like, I'm not knocking people who define themselves this way, but I genuinely don't understand the whole non-binary thing. I haven't really read up on it much. I mean, my assumption is that it's basically a just not really defining yourself as either, I guess, not conforming to the traditional aspect of either. But it sounds, when people say they're non-binary, it sounds like something more esoteric than that. So it might be, and I may just be ignorant, but I think very few people in my generation act in the traditional gender roles of their gender. I mean, if we want to get down to brass tacks, talk about like traditional. Cannot understand difficult words. Give you the key, Lotona. So basically, this guy is possessed by Suru, and we're in the mist, and yet somehow he can still talk to us. Interesting. Weird. Sounds good. Something troubles me. Yeah, no, it should. But sorry, something about brides. God, let's help him. But I will let you decide what to do. I mean, it's not like I really have a choice. Like, seriously? But, yeah, anyway, I if that's all non-binary is like, regardless of your, like, biological sex, not adhering to either a traditional male or traditional female gender role, or something, or like a mix of both. I don't know. To me, that seems like really kind of like looking for the devil in the details and not really there. I don't know. I don't really understand the point of it, but I don't judge anybody for adopting that. I just I don't think I fully grasp it. And I think I've only known like a couple of people who have defined themselves that way, or who have gone through a phase of defining themselves that way, which I notice a lot of people, like, goes in phases for a lot of people, but generally, like, they don't really, at least not to me, really talk about it much. And I try not to make them talk about it unless it comes up organically. Transgender I definitely understand, but I feel like non-binary is more about, like, I feel like they're almost like making a statement more for others, than it is really for themselves. I don't know. I could be totally full of shit. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my ass, about my perceptions of things. Baby. A treasure chest! Oh my god, look! A treasure! Yeah! Gimme! Magic leaves! Don't know what the fuck that was about. Oh my god. Yeah, I had forgotten about the encounter rate in this game. It's definitely kind of up there. And definitely noticeable if you've been spoiled by Valkyrie profiles on the map sort of style of encounters. Do I have no. Maybe that? Ooh, Gala's got a lot. Still can't get that 5th slot. Jesus fucking Christ. Whatever. When I was a kid, like I was so fascinated with the Suru, like I just thought it was the coolest, neatest little idea. And I don't know, like I've really wished they would make some sort of true to the spirit sequel to this. You know, I would probably have a host of other problems, and God damn it, again? I missed it again and got the fucking toxic. I'd probably have a host of other problems, and probably, you know... It may have been very bad for my health to have been medicated the way I am now from the time that I was, you know, much younger, at the very least high school. But sometimes I really wish that I'd had it, you know, immediately prior to and throughout college, because I feel like I could have focused my goals a lot better. I feel like I'm getting into and learning and connecting the dots between interests of mine in ways that I should have done like a really long time ago. I'm definitely feeling like I missed out. And it's harder to maintain that same level of momentum at 30 compared to 20. Yeah, like, you know, like I got into IT, and you know, I'm about to hopefully get promoted to like a level 2 Unix technician at work. And I've learned all sorts of like cool automation stuff, like, and gotten really good with like regex and shit, and you know, basic like if-then statements and command line shit. And that's actually proved useful at home too, with like dicking around with like, you know, trying and failing to debug video games and rip sound effects and run various programs and shit and make all of my various computers and shit do cool things that I want them to do. And then a lot of that same logic can be applied, you know, at least in the electronic sense, to the music that I do, because it's all virtualized hardware, and it's all control voltage emulation. And I know I'm probably talking a lot of jargon and people don't understand, but if anybody does understand, you know, video games, computers, and music tech, all three to those same kind of degrees, you may understand what I'm talking about. A lot of underground musicians, particularly electronic musicians, I have noticed a trend that a lot of them tend to work in IT. And I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna cut the episode here. Well, actually, hold on. I'm gonna cut the episode here when I get this treasure. Maybe?